What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in. My name is Ben. Welcome to Mix of Six Live, episode number 14. Got an awesome guest in store for tonight, but I am going to run you through this flight we have on the menu, and then we are going to cover some social media stuff, and we will get to our awesome guest for this evening. So, you can find us at Central PA Pour on all social media, wherever you get your podcasts. Please subscribe to the channel. You click on any of our social media stuff, hit that link tree in the bio, and you can see how to sub to the YouTube channel, and you can see how to book a guest spot on either one of our shows. We are doing a giveaway currently, and I'll throw this up on the screen as well. So all you got to do for this giveaway is sub to the YouTube channel, create a post of your screenshot of your subscription, post that on any social media, tag us and 3 friends, use the hashtag CPP500. We are going to run this bad boy until we get to 500 subscribers, and we got a long way to go. So help us out there, sub and share our posts. We greatly, greatly appreciate any help and support. So the winner of that giveaway, we're going to scan that hashtag on all the social media platforms when we hit 500, and the winner will get 3 things. We are designing a Central PA Pour tumbler. We are going to get a $50 gift card to Hemauer Brewing Company, and we are going to let the winner choose another $50 gift card to whatever local business they want to support. So I know it's a long way to go. We are currently at 136 subscribers, I do believe. So we got a ways to go, but we are going to keep grinding this thing out. I'll get to it in a minute, but we got a ton of great guests coming up. We put out a new episode every other Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube. So make sure you follow us there. Leave a review wherever that is an option. We greatly appreciate all of that as well. And we will keep this thing moving on tonight's flight. So next up is Love Drafts. Now you have probably heard of one of their locations. I think they have 3 now, maybe 4 coming up soon, if I hear things correctly. But anyways, they had an unfortunate situation last Thursday night, I believe it was. They had a post that somebody entered their facilities and sabotaged some of their brewing equipment. Now, they didn't go into a ton of detail, but you can go to their social media, check out their posts, and I don't know if it was a certain targeting incident or what have you. But anyways, something like this shitty happens in this industry. We like to give them some love and show them some support, however we may do so. So if you are able to, stop on down to JB Love Drafts, 2nd Street in Harrisburg, Carlisle Pike, the old Quaker Steak and Lube building is where the brewery is. And then they also have another location downtown York, right across from the York Revolution Ballpark. And that is Love Drafts Unplugged. So, again, just show them some love if you're able to. Just a shitty situation, not something you want to hear about. So, we will keep things moving. We have just released an episode with the Dover Brewing Company, formerly known as Catman Brewing. That was this past Saturday, so check that out wherever you get your shows. Again, leave us some love wherever you're able to. We greatly appreciate any and all support. Next up on the schedule, we have a recording with Lydian Stone Brewing Company coming up. Not only that, but we have Moo Duck Brewery, the Southern County Amateur Brewing Society, Mad Chef Brewing, Boneshire Brewworks, Big Dog Craft Brewing, and Cartel Brewing. So we are finally, as my banner falls down here, we finally have crossed the river into Lancaster with some of our upcoming episodes. So really, that schedule there is taking us well into April, I believe it is. So make sure you're following along. We appreciate any support. So one more thing on the upcoming schedule. We have Michael Lindgren from Lindgren Craft Brewery next Wednesday, 9 p.m. So we are live every Wednesday, 9 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So with all that being said, now on to tonight's guest portion of the show. We have Mr. Brooks Hemauer. How you doing tonight, Brooks?
We're doing good. All official with the Mister part, huh?
Just thought I'd throw some sizzle in there.
I guess because I'm probably older than you, it's respect, right?
Absolutely. That's what I should have said. You got that right. So, Mr. Brooks, we're just rolling with that now. You got to go with it.
That's fine. Let's do it.
Thank you very much for your time tonight. How are you this evening?
We're doing good. I mean, all things being considered, we're doing well. We're doing very well.
Absolutely. So, I stopped into the tap room a few weeks ago, and that day you were in much higher spirits than I ever could have envisioned. So, if you could, would you mind running me through the days following your family's unfortunate situation past month? So how did this community come together, and what was that first few days, first few weeks like?
The first week was you're kind of numb to everything. It's you're going through all stages of grief. It's the denial, anger, um, acceptance. I don't know all the stages of grief, but I'm sure the family went through them, and we're continuously going through them as well too. But when it happened, I just mentioned to my wife Shannon. I said, "Look, we need to be open. We need to be open on Wednesday." And she's just like, "Well, it's your call. Whatever you want to do." I said, "It's not only about us. It's about everyone else. That we need to show them that we're good. And I keep telling everyone that it's just a box. We put things in. We can build a new box and put new things back in it. And the four things that absolutely had to get out got out, and anything else, we really don't care. I mean, sure, it's you have the sentimental things that you lost and things from my childhood, Shannon's childhood, baby pictures, things like that that got lost. But ultimately, does it really matter when your loved ones got out and you're all together? No. So, yeah, that first Wednesday that we were open, it was just humbling. It was all sorts of emotion that people just coming out and hugs after hugs after hugs, that just people care so much. And even throughout these, it'll be by calendar a month tomorrow that it
Mhm.
happened. It's 4 weeks on Monday, and it the love and support has just been overwhelming at times. And I don't get choked up about you know the loss of the house and all of the stuff. I get choked up from the support that just people are going out of their way to anything you need, and just the donations of clothing, of food, of what financial means, what have you, is just for a point there, my wife and I just, I mean, especially me, I couldn't wrap my head around it. Like, why are people so generous? Why? I mean, and I guess the only thing I kind of came to the realization of is, you reap what you sow. You're a good person, you do the right thing, you treat people well, people will go to bat for you, and they'll do whatever it takes in order to support you, and come through in a trying time. And I mean, I could stay here for hours and thank everyone who has come out and whether text message, phone call, stopping at the tap room, what have you. And a couple big shout outs are Alan Miller and Bowensshire. They did a little fundraiser, as well as Jason down at Gift Horse in New York, Ben Kinchbaugh at Big Hill Cider Works in Gardeners, as well as Derek and Elaine Wolf from Wolf Brewing. I just I can't say enough thanks to them. That you know my wife said from the beginning, the night of the fire, that she told our boys that something good will come from this. And and we are still firm believers something will positive come from this. And my wife and I have already thought about maybe start you taking a portion of the funds that were allocated to us and maybe starting a foundation with it, because there are so many families that are way worse off than we are. I mean, we are so fortunate with the family structure that we have. My parents came out from Wisconsin the night of. I called my dad the night, because I needed to keep it together, because I was about ready to freak out, watching your house burn down. And but he's like, no, look, I'm coming out. And I couldn't argue with him. And so him, my mom, brother and sister, so my entire family came out and was just here for a couple days just to help out, which was the sweetest gift that they could ever do of just being here and what do you need? We'll do it. Just and I was kind of like delegating. Okay, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And big huge shout out as well too. Thanks to Laura Martin, one of our great regulars, and Kirk Wise. He plays music for us as well too. They came together, and Laura jokingly said to me, she's like, "Hey, do you have anything on the 20? What was it, the 29th for music?" And like, look at my calendar. I'm like, no, not. I don't think so. No, why? She's like, good. I'm planning something. Okay. And it was just a day-long music festival that all of the musicians donated their time and talent, and whatever went into the tip jar, they donate back to us. We had a little fundraiser, and proceeds got donated back to us. So I mean, it's just all the love and support. I can't say thank you enough. My family can't say thank you enough to everyone, and it's so humbling, so very humbling that there's so many people that love and care for us, and we want to turn that love and care right back to other individuals that may be in the same situation that we were, because it's scary. It is very scary. I mean, you feel like your life is just coming apart. Everything you've worked so hard for is gone. But you know what? You keep very good perspective and keep positive. And everyone's been mentioning, like, Brooks, you're so positive. It's like, I have no, that's the only way I want to be. I don't want to be negative about this, because it's going to drag me down. I'm going to be miserable and bitter. And I just want to be positive and thankful for that. I have my wife, I have my two children, we have each other, and we'll get through. I don't care where we live for the meantime while our house is getting rebuilt. As long as we're together, I'm good, and we're good. And we will always be good as long as we have everyone together.
Man, that was I can't even follow that up, man. I'm glad you went on the part about I don't even want to butcher what you said about you and your wife being good people. And I stress this every time I mention your name on this show or on our podcast. It's every interaction we've had with you, man. It's been humbling, and we like are so grateful for your time, because you took us in from the very beginning, dude, and ever since then. Anytime anybody ever mentions your name, hell, I stop over as much as I can. Dude. It's just the smallest things. I hope we're able to help, however, but goodness gracious. And so that's why I was like, as soon as I heard the news, that's just not that it kind of a bit of a catch-22 personally, because I'm like, oh goodness, this guy's been so wonderful. Do we talk about this unfortunate shit that happened, or I mean, ultimately I decided we have to, and it's because of the people in the industry that were just so outgoing and so eager to help. So not only the Notes of Hope event that you just spoke of, but um, do you want to get into the tap thing that you mentioned prior to us jumping on?
Yeah, yeah. So I have to thank John Stemler from Chatty Monks in Reading, as well as there's a couple other individuals that I can't recall offhand, that just all messaging me saying, "Hey, you need beer? You need beer?" Because I mean, you know, if anyone knows our story, that I brew in my detached garage. So thankfully, that wasn't harmed in anything. The only thing with that is I lost electric capability to there. So, and actually, currently at this point in time, I still don't have constant power there. So I'm just running off of generators to at least get everything packaged that I had in process, and trying to
Nice.
keep things in cold storage, cold enough. And I don't have a generator that runs, that's designed to run 24/7 for weeks at a time. So I'm just trying to limp it through here, and hopefully I'll get hooked up with power here within the next week or two, so I can get right back to it. But anyways, you know, um, they know our story, my story of how I produce. So they're like, dude, you're gonna need beer. And I said, yeah, I know, but I just don't need it right now. I mean, we're pretty good flush with beer. So in a ways, it kind of happened at the best time possible. Um, but they just drop beer off. I think it was like 8 half barrels and a bunch of six stills of just various beer that breweries donated from the Reading, Philly area. That just here, you need resources. Just you sell the beer. Just sell the beer. Keep your business running. Keep your family fed. And and shelter over their heads. And then and that's why coming this Friday, we're gonna do what I'm gonna call a friends tap takeover. So we're gonna take all our beer off and put all their beer on. So here's a chance for your viewers, listeners to maybe try some beer they've never tried before, and stop on out, have a drink or two, and eat a nice meal along with it, and help support the cause, because ultimately, after everything's said and done, I'm going to be donating a portion of the proceeds back to charity. I feel it's the only right thing to do. That there's families way worse off than my wife and I. That we are so fortunate. We are so lucky throughout this whole process that it's just, I feel it's the right thing to do, and I'm going to do it. And I'm just haven't started the process of where we're going to donate it to, but it's definitely going to be in to go to families that have traumatic experiences, like lose fire, natural disasters, things of that nature, for it, because there was individuals and businesses that helped us out through this as well too. Um, it's it's just, I feel our way of taking something that's that terrible situation and making something positive come from it, and we're going to stay positive, and we can you know uh, shed a little glimmer of hope on a family that's just down and out. I'm more than willing to help them out, because sometimes everyone just needs a helping hand, just to help out, just that a couple steps to get back running again, and then they're good. So I'm I'm more than happy to do it, and feel it's our duty to do it as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. So you
Yeah.
touched on the brewing equipment, and
Hmm.
from your posts, unfortunately, it doesn't sound like Shannon's business was, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways, how is she
she
able to
was
get her
worse
feet
off than
back
me.
under? Is she been able to get her feet back under the photography business?
Yeah, well, yes and no. She actually
Okay.
has a photo shoot, I believe, next week, so it's her first one since that. So
Okay.
I'm glad for that, to kind of get that sense of normalcy back in your life.
For sure.
Because we have, her and I have just been just like full speed ahead and trying to get everything figured out when it comes to insurance and rebuilding, contractors, and this, that, and everything. I had to deal with insurance with my business as well too, for disruption, for having to put the electric in, and because I can't produce, and I'm going to run out of inventory eventually. And
Right.
then Shannon, she lost all her camera equipment. It was in the house, and the fire didn't get it. It was the smoke and the water that ended up getting it.
Okay.
So she had to go through a very, very long process of finding old invoices, and then submitting them to her insurance company for reimbursement. But and a lot of times that's the huge financial strain of small businesses, that you may not have a couple $1,000s to front for the money. Insurance will pay you back, but who knows? It may be a month, 2 months before you get your money, and if you don't have the working capital, that's when it's really, really tough to get back up and running again. So, once again, we're very fortunate that we had the financial means in order to do so, and she's got all her equipment back, and she's ready to go back to work, which I can't wait for her to do so.
Absolutely. Some sense of normalcy, like you just mentioned, that would
Hmm.
be fantastic. And you shared some words, that some more positive words, I believe, and I believe I wrote it down here so I didn't butcher this part. So this whole situation is going to have your family pause and reset a bit, because if anybody's followed your story, it's been go 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 from the day you've opened the brewing company's doors. So
Yeah.
is there a certain like family activity or something in the horizon, no matter if it's next week or 6 months from now? Is there
Well,
something looking that you're looking forward to family
y-
wise?
yeah, and actually, my parents are coming out. We're gonna take our boys to the beach, to the shore, for in the some. I think in July we booked
Okay.
a Verbo beach house, and that was actually planned before the fire. But and another thing, Shannon and I are going to head to CBC to Nashville this year in May, and I think that's going to be just a nice getaway from everything for just a couple days. We're not going to worry about the house. We're not going to worry about the businesses. We're not going to worry about that. Let's just go enjoy our time, and try to learn as much as we can down there, but also enjoy the fruits of our labor, that we can enjoy a little mini vacation, mini work vacation down in
For
Nashville, which
sure.
I'm so excited for. I'm so excited for that. It's going to be a great time.
We got a couple comments coming in from the crew here. Dad says, continuing to pray for you, brother. And
Thanks,
Brett
Kevin.
says, You're totally awesome, Brooks. That's why we love you. So the boys tuning in. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and I agree with you both entirely. So a couple more things for you, Brooks, and then we can let you
Mhm.
go. I thank you very much for your time again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So I think one of the last times we spoke, you shared some news about your food truck. So what's the feedback been like since that has been brought on board?
It's been wonderful. I mean, it's changed our business dramatically, and I just wish I would have done it sooner, honestly. Um, I mean, it was something that I knew, we needed to do something. I've kind of I always use the analogy. It felt like I had both arms tied behind my back and one leg tied up as well too. That I really we couldn't compete with the other breweries in the area that for XYZ reason. And the big one is the food option. We had ample stuff, but is it really going to get people to pick us over other places? I didn't think so. So the perfect situation came together that made a deal with Chef Mills, who ran Smoke and Pickles restaurant since he was getting out of the business, and the rest has just been wonderful. I mean, it's been a huge learning curve for me that getting into the restaurant side of things, which once again I never did before in my life. But then again, I didn't never did the brewing business ownership thing, and I kind of figured it out. So
Oh
slow and
yeah.
steady, we'll figure it out. And it's we're already started planning our anniversary party in May, which is going to be a good time. It's we're let's just say if anyone's been to our parties before, that was probably about a four. We're gonna crank it up to 11. Little
Nice.
little
Hell yeah.
little foreshadowing with that as well too, with crank it up to 11. And then hopefully that it
Oh God.
goes
One
over
of the
well. And what's that?
I was just imagining some stealthy, you know. I think you used that term one of the times we spoke, and goodness. Okay.
And hopefully that we're successful enough in that endeavor that helps pay for expansion plans that we'd like to do before the end of the year. So and that's you mentioned that um, that life has a way of slowing you down at times. And I honestly, I think that was the case with the fire. Looking back now, that I was so focused on the birthday party and our expansion, and how we're going to finance this, blah, blah, things like that. That hey, I wasn't taking care of things I needed to take care of, mainly myself and my family. So and I hate to say that was the world telling me, because it's a hard lesson to learn, especially with the amount of work we're going to have to go through here and for the rest of the year, trying to get our house rebuilt and back in that and replace all our possessions. But on hindsight, if that's what I got to go through, that's a tough lesson to learn. But at least we've survived to learn that lesson, and that I can, my wife and I can teach our children that when you got to really pay attention to the world, because just when you don't pay enough attention to it, something happens. So, but
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you may have already touched on this a few times, but we're going to run it back here for a second.
sure,
So
come on, let's do it.
you've again, if you've watched Brooks' story, you've learned about the start right before COVID, and now this unfortunate house fire. Brooks, if you had any advice for somebody going through some adversity of any root cause, what would that be? And
Just m- mainly it's your attitude. You know, you got to stay positive, and trust me, it's tough at times where you just want to curse the world. And trust me, I mean, there was a time during COVID where I was fucking pissed. I was pissed at the world, that I've worked so hard. I worked 3 years to get this place open, to live my dream. And then
yeah,
now this, I may not be, and we're all in on this. There's no going back. I can't just cut bait and go back where I came from. No,
right,
that's not an option. And same thing with the fire. That trust me, that first week was tough. I mean, it was just absolutely miserable and brutal. And it's the punch to your gut. But you know what? You gotta keep smiling. You gotta get up and dust yourself off and keep moving. And even if it's only one step, you're one step further than you were before. And I hate to talk in cliches and things like that, but it's just so true that just you got a positive attitude that will get you through those tough times. And and have someone you can talk to, have someone that you can trust, and you can just unload what you're feeling. And I have that with Shannon, my wife, that I just, then there's times as well too that she just, I'll come back, we're in our rental home here right now, and I'll come back from the tap room, and I can just tell that she just misses home. She misses our home. And and I got to be there and support her from it. And there's times she supports me as well too. So having that teammate is just is monumental in everything. But just keep smiling, because you know what, there'll be better days ahead. It may not, it's always, toughest when you get going, but it will get better. It will get better. Just keep grinding, because it'll make it that much sweeter when you finally get to your goal.
Man, absolutely. And what a wonderful family and a wonderful message. Dude, thank you very much. I
Yeah, man.
got one more for you, and then we're going to send her
Yeah.
home, okay?
Yeah, man.
Um, I was just curious, are there still like outstanding ways that the community can help you, whether it's like tangible items, or just stop on by the tap room and
I mean, it's, we have all the clothes we need.
okay.
We've actually donated so many more clothes back,
Okay. Well,
just because they didn't fit. There's my youngest son, Ian. Um, I think it's time for bed for them. But and there's my oldest, Colin. If you want to, stop out and support, just stop and say hi. Have a beer or
okay.
two. I still think the GoFundMe is still active. I haven't checked in a week and a half. So um, that's another possibility if they want to. In all honesty, if you want to, make a donation in our name to a charity of your choosing. It doesn't have to go to us. That if you feel that there's someone in your community that needs a little bit help, and you want to help us out, pay it forward. Let us pay it forward for you. Just put it in our name, as well as yours, and we're more than willing to help out as well too. Whatever it takes. We're all a big community here, and we'll all get through this together. And sometimes we need to lift up others in the community. And I want to continue to lift as people are lifting me up as well too.
Wow. Yes, absolutely, man. So I thank you very much for joining me again tonight
You're
and
welcome, Ben. Thank you
showing the
for you guys. Hey, maybe when the house gets built, we can have you guys out at the brewery and have a episode in the garage.
hey, I'm looking forward to that for sure, man. So hi.
That's Ben. Can you say hi, Ben?
Hi there.
All right, go to bed.
Oh, go to bed. Yeah. Mine's calling as well.
I got a little bit more bourbon left to drink,
Oh,
and I'm about ready
nice.
to head there. I'm
Nice.
still trying to get over this cold that I had. I'm definitely better than I was yesterday, so
Oh,
that's a
good
good thing.
news. Good news
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
So guys, follow Brooks on all social media. Stop in at the tap room to continue to support. You can find us at Central PA Pour on all social media. Shout out to Gallo Glass and for their song "Scraps" at the beginning for our intro video. I didn't mention that, but again, thank you, Brooks, for your time tonight. Best of luck moving forward. We are going to be continuing to follow your journey, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, man.